Finding the right talent for your team is very challenging. I have hired over 100 people and I can help you to ease this process. There's a few steps you can follow to find an effective team member that's gonna meet your needs, and I wish I knew these steps my 100 employees back so that process is easier and more pleasant. Hi, I am Alena Goco, the founder of Soapy Mania, handcrafted soap boutique where we make natural and organic soap and bath treats, and we sell it all over the United States. In this video, I'm gonna give you a step-by-step guide on how to find the right person and how to hire your first or your 101st employee. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to avoid missing videos. All right, let's go. So it is important to grow your business or even build a business without a team. Team is a key to your success. An effective team with talented employees is something that you always need to keep in mind. I have developed a few steps to follow to make the process of finding and defining a right person easier and fun. Step 1 is to determine a skill set and the personality of the person that you need to hire. So technically, you need to write down all the skills that this new employee needs to have and create the requirements for this position. So normally what I do, I write down all the tasks that I want to give to a new employee. I actually dump it to ChatGPT or any AI, and I ask it to write a nice job description. Of course, there's a lot of details and I need to flood and I need to give the right prompts to ChatGPT. But overall, I think I have developed a very good template for the job description that has every single detail that a person needs to know about my company, about the position, and a prospect candidate has like a good understanding of what he or she is going for. So writing the requirements is essential, is important for you to understand what you look for, and it is important for the candidate to understand what to expect from the job. Put everything on this job description, all the tasks, all the skills, all the requirements, all the nuances and details that your future employee needs to know. I actually have another video with a more detailed description of what exactly to put on the job description. It's going to be here in the link below. So yeah, step 1 is to define the requirements and put it in the writing. Step 2, use different platforms to find the right candidate to post your job on. There is a huge variety of all the platforms. I normally use Indeed, LinkedIn, and other platforms. It's also not a bad idea to put it on your social media. Actually, I started putting on my social media. I put it on my Facebook, my Instagram, and a lot of people were reaching out to me. And this is how I hired my very first employees, through Facebook posts. If you have a bigger audience on your social media, it's probably even a better idea to post it there first, just because people who are following you, they already know you a little bit. If they don't apply themselves, they can refer you to someone and they can brief them on who you are, what your company is, and it's gonna actually create a little more interest to your job, to your company, and you might find a right person even quicker and easier. After you publish your vacancy, you also can delegate this task as well, and I also spoke about it on the delegation video. After the vacancy is published, then the candidates start applying. So now you have a pool of resumes and that you need to choose from. Step 3, the actual first interview. Nowadays, with all the remote technologies, we tend to do the first interviews virtual, just because it's easier, it's quicker, it's more convenient for everyone. You can have a better understanding of a person. Please don't forget to look not only at the skills and the experience, but also at the personality. To me, it's one of the most important parts of the job application or job or hiring process, is to assess if this person is right for you. If his or her personality matches the company values, the company vibe. All the employees, they need to match, they need to connect, they need to be similar in something, because they're doing one job together, and team is not just a set of people. Team is something that they're backing each other up, they're rooting for each other, they're caring for each other. That's why you need to find a person that is going to be similar in core values as you and your company. If it's a small company, then it's easier to assess, just because you're going to feel the person right away. And to me, I tend to listen to my inner voice, and I feel like like, I cannot express, but there is something off here. I cannot explain it in words, but I don't have a good feeling. Something is just wrong. The person is great, the resume is great, but the vibe, something is different. I would say no to this person, just because we all need to connect somehow. We all need to be on the same page. Sometimes, there is a great candidate with like huge experience, like great set of skills, but I say no, just because there's some kind of little nuance that threw me off. Let's say the person was talking not really good about his or her previous employer. That means you're gonna be the next one, and that means that person is actually focusing on negative things, and that's not right for me, for my company personally. If you're like a part of a huge company and you're like HR, you probably have different trainings on how to assess people. And nowadays, the personality, emotional intelligence, your personal skills are more important than the actual skills like work performance and work skills that a candidate has. And I really believe in it, just because you can teach some new skills to a person if this person has a right vibe, right personality. If the person is teachable, but if the person is very well trained on a certain tasks and you need him or her to adapt, and you see that this person is not very adaptive, then it would be probably a no. First interview, very important. Pay attention to little details, to little red flags. Do not ignore them. Your intuition is gonna tell you. Plus, with some experience, it actually takes me like 5 to 10 minutes to assess if this is a right person or wrong person. And 90%, I would say 99% of the chances I am not mistaken. Actually, with some experience at the time, right now, my team members, they can hire right people, and they're exactly the same vibe as our company, because I chose the people who are hiring new people right now. So we are all connected. We're all on the same page. Step 4 is to introduce your new employee to your team. That can be a meeting, that can be a virtual meeting, that can be in-person meeting. And you need to explain who this person is, like where it's coming from, like a little bit of background. You need to introduce this new hire to your team and explaining who is responsible for what, and explain if you need this, you talk to this person. If you need that, you talk to that person. So just explain briefly the core ideas, the core requirements. Hey, we expect this and that, and we would like you to do this and that. If you have any questions, please ask this person. All these little details, please take time to do that, just because the person needs to feel welcomed, and the person needs to understand that he's a part of something bigger. It makes a new hire more comfortable, and it's gonna take lesser time to adapt for him or her, and which actually brings you money. So that's why if you spend like extra 5, extra 10 minutes, extra, 15 minutes on proper introduction of a new employee to your team, that's gonna save you money down the road, because this employee is gonna still have time, it's gonna take longer to adapt and longer to ask the questions, and that's why the process is gonna be slowed down. Don't slow down the process. Step 5, establish the feedback system, the feedback process. Like I said, you need to explain a new employee who is responsible for what, and where to go with every single question he has, to whom to address, and so on and so forth. But at the same time, you need to hear back from the employee as well. Make sure that there is someone who is responsible for a new hire adoption process. So let's say I have already an employee and I'm introducing a new hire, and I said, hey, can you please check on this person once in a while and see how it's going? So the feedback is very important, not only because the new hire is gonna feel valued, but also you might have a fresh look on something that you didn't know before. That's why you hired a new person, not only to close the needs, but also to give this fresh blood, this extra thinking process. That's why please be open-minded and listen to the feedback always, and it's gonna make your company better. And finally, step 6. This is actually a very important step as well, just because sometimes you're reaching to some kind of level, like, hey, I want to get there. And a lot of people can get there, but staying there is another task. So let's say you made your $1 million, and then what? Then maintaining this $1 million is just actually the beginning of the process. It's a full-time job. Same with the new hire. So you got this new hire, you finally scored, you finally got whatever you wanted, and this person is already welcomed, it's already fully working, but now you need to maintain this relationship. Now you need to get this healthy relationships going. Either maintain the weekly meetings. I'm not a meeting person, I don't like company meetings, but I try to make the environment where everyone is welcome and everyone feels like he or she is valued. So that's why, my personal thing is like, we make meetings when we need meetings, but overall, send me an email. I reply within 24 hours, most likely. If something is urgent, please call or text me. But I am a small company owner and most of my employees have direct access to me. So this is applicable to those positions, those employees that need to have a direct access to me. But if they don't, they need to have a person to have a direct access to. So let's say I just hired a personal assistant. Of course, my personal assistant is going to be talking to me. So whenever she needs my attention, she texts me, like if it's something urgent. If it's not urgent, she sends me an email. Perfect. Or let's say we just hired a person for packing boxes, for packing orders. This person does not need to have access directly to me. Moreover, if she has questions about packing something, I don't even know what to answer just because I don't know the packing process. So that's why I established a relationship with the operational director who knows everything. And so in case this new hire has questions regarding her job, supplies and anything, she goes to my operational director, not to me. And you have to have this relationship going. It's still a family. You have to maintain family relationships. You have to have, full calls with your mom, with your grandpa, and so on. And the same with the company. I try to have, monthly meetings with all the team. I try to call them, especially right now on distance. My business in Los Angeles. Right now I'm here in Florida and I do not see them every day. So that I try to make some kind of video calls with them. I try to schedule it and I see like, hey, how you guys doing? Everything is okay? Like we're doing good in this, like we got this order, so this order is in the way, and these are our plans, there are no future plans. Or let's say we just lost one of the contracts. Sadly, we're no longer in these stores. This is what happens. But at the same time, we still have these orders going. People, employees, they need to feel involved. They need to feel that they're part of something bigger. That's why give them the details. Don't hold it to yourself. Whether it's good or bad, just tell them, hey, this is what's going on. This is how we are planning on solving this. And sometimes you'll be surprised that these people, they have great ideas for you. And, out of the blue, they say like, why can't we do that? I'm like, that's actually a great idea. I'm gonna think of it. It's not only good for them, but it's also good for you. So maintaining healthy work relationship is very important. And this completes the cycle of hiring a great team players. This is a very brief and very basic steps. Of course, there's a lot more details and I talk more on my channel about how to hire, about how to delegate, and I'm gonna be shooting more videos on something. Please leave comments and questions below if you need my opinion on some kind of situation you have, or if you need help on how to hire or how to build a team. Please let me know. I always welcome it. Until next time, thank you for watching. Bye.